Hey guys, and welcome to another Form to Fashion tutorial. This time, we're gonna make an at-home face mask that you can use. And I've got a few materials here. First, we have some fabric, some fusible interfacing or iron-on interfacing, pins, elastic, a marking pencil, some extra fabric cut into a strip. This is going to be used to mimic bias tape and is for decoration only. You don't have to use this step if you don't want to. Scissors and a ruler. So let's get started. First, take your fabric and you're going to measure a 9x6 rectangle, but you're going to measure it on the fold. So, with the right sides touching or inside out, fold your fabric, and on the fold, you're going to measure 9 inches, and then you're going to measure up 6 inches. Do the same thing for the interfacing. On the fold, you're going to measure 9 inches, and then you're going to measure up 6 inches. Interfacing is fusible because one side is textured and the other side is smooth. The textured side is going to touch the inside of your fabric. So I'm going to lay this on top, iron it, and I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. And I have my fabric with the interfacing ironed on the inside. And I have a ruler and some pins. We're going to pin the fabric together. So first, I'm going to fold the fabric in half. This is going to be the top of the mask. This will be the bottom. And I'm going to take my ruler, lay it on the top, and I need to place a pin at 3 inches and 6 inches. So, I'll take my pin, place one at 3 inches, and I'll place another at 6 inches. Not only does this keep the fabric together while I'm sewing, but it also provides a marker so that I don't sew inside of here. Eventually, this hole is where I will turn the mask around to the correct side. So with your sewing machine, we're going to sew this part here and this part here. And I'm back. So I've sewn one stitch here and one stitch here, and I've left an opening in the middle that I can use to turn my fabric around. Now it's time for the elastic. You're going to take your elastic. This one is 1/2 inch thick. You can also do a 1/4 inch thick. And I'm going to measure 2 pieces that are 7 inches long. So, place my elastic at 7 inches, and here's my first piece. And one more piece. These 2 pieces are going to go on the inside of the fabric. So I'm going to open up like this and place the first piece at the bottom. I'm going to leave a little bit of elastic poking out to make sure that I catch it. Now I'm going to pin it in place. Now I'm going to take the elastic and put it up here. It's important that inside the elastic is not twisted around, otherwise your mask will be twisted around when you sew it. So I left a little bit sticking out, and I'm going to take a pin and pin this in place as well. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now we're ready to sew. We are going to sew this entire side closed and this entire side closed, and then we're going to turn it inside out. Hey, welcome back. I have turned my fabric inside out and I've laid it out nicely. I also have pressed it to where this was the hole that I used to turn it inside out, and I folded the extra fabric inside and I've pressed it closed. Now we're going to work on the pleats. What we're going to do is use 1/2 inch pleats. So on the ruler, halfway between 1 and 2 is your 1/2 inch mark. I'm gonna do 2 pleats. So what we're gonna do, take the side, and a pleat is simply just a fold. So I'm gonna fold it almost like a zigzag. This zigzag has to be 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna get my ruler and measure, and make sure that the zigzag is in fact 1/2 inch wide. Once you've got it, get a pin and pin it in place. There are a few layers of fabric here, so if the pin struggles to go into the fabric, that's okay. Now, to make sure this is even, I'm going to pleat the other side. I'm gonna make sure this is a straight line here, and I'm gonna come on the other side. And again, measure to make sure my pleat is 1/2 inch wide, which it is. So we'll pin in place. Now I'm going to do the second pleat. So I'm going to start at the bottom, fold up in a zigzag pattern. The top of this pleat is at the bottom of the first pleat. And I'm going to measure to make sure it's still 1/2 inch wide, which it is. So I'm going to pin. And now I'm going to do the other pleat, making sure that all my lines are straight and making sure that this pleat is also 1/2 inch wide, which it is. So I'm going to get my last pin and pin it in place. So remember, this is the top of the mask, this is the bottom. What we're going to do is sew across the top, the side, the bottom, and the other side. And now we're done. I have sewn across all 4 sides of the mask. I've clipped my ends, and we're done. This is the outside. This is the inside. If you want to add bias tape, keep watching. Otherwise, you're done. Enjoy your mask. Hey, welcome back to the Form to Fashion tutorial where we're showing you how to make an at-home face mask. And this time we're gonna add bias tape. If you don't have bias tape, you can use a piece of fabric that's cut into a rectangle. This one is 10 inches by 2.5 inches. My mask is 9 inches. I need this strip of rectangle to be longer than the mask so that I can fold the ends over and make the bias tape look as clean and professional as possible. So let's get started. First, we're going to iron this piece out, and we're gonna fold the ends in 1/2 inch. So you get your ruler, fold your end 1/2 inch, and you're gonna sew. And you'll do this on both sides. Hey guys, welcome back. So I have my 2 strips that I've sewn 1/2 inch on each side, and then I pressed it. And then it's going to look like this when we're done. So how we're gonna get to that point, we're going to use our ruler and our marking pencil. This rectangle strip should measure 2.5 inches. Halfway in between is 1¼ inch. So we're gonna make a mark at 1¼ inches. Then I'm going to take my ruler and draw a line all the way across to mark my halfway point. You can make a mark at every inch. That way you can see your line. This is the halfway point for my bias tape. If you have a piece of fabric that frays like this one is, you can simply cut off the ends. Don't pull them. I've already done one here and pressed it. What we're going to do is fold this to my line and pin it. So first, I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to fold the edge to my dashed line, and I'm going to pin it in place. Then I'm going to work my way down and pin this in place as well. Then you're going to fold this in half and press. And it comes out like this. This pressing makes it nice and professional looking so that I can line it up at the top, fold over, and sew across the top. And I'll show you how to do that next. Hey guys, welcome back. I took my first piece of bias tape and put it at the top of the mask and pinned it in place. Now I'm going to take the piece I just finished and put it on the bottom. So I'm going to line it up at the bottom. Take these pins out and pin in place. And now I'm going to sew here and here, and then we're done. And we're done. We'll clip these ends, and there is your at-home face mask.